Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Top Agent Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Ryan Espey, EXP Icon Agent, and Miss Stacey Regula, EXP Realtor. How are you doing today, Stacey?
I'm great. How are you, Ryan?
I am tremendous, and one of the reasons for that is because we're only on episode 4, but we kind of shot the moon on this one a little bit, and we asked someone pretty big to join us on the podcast today. He has over 11,000 people in his revenue share group, which is amazing. Now, the significance of that is I think we're sitting like a few, but this guy has been around a long time. He's one of the top guys in the entire company. He is the man behind the Build conference that happens every year. And we're, of course, talking about Mr. Brent Gove.
That's amazing. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and he's the guy also that when we are sharing the model with other agents, the model explained video is a Brent Gove video.
Yeah, so I love sending that video and sharing that with people. He explains it so well.
Yeah, so he's the guy that the rest of us kind of lean on and take from in order to try to attract other agents to join our organizations. And little known, we are actually within Brent's organization. I'm level 6 from him, and you are level 7. So we fall within Brent Gove's revenue share group. And for those of you that are just watching this, wondering what even that means, reach out to us. If you're an agent, we're happy to share that information with you. But Brent coming on is a big deal, and we're very happy and honored that he takes the time to do that with us.
Looking forward to it.
So without any further ado, Mr. Brent Gove. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us in our presence today, Mr. Brent Gove.
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Hi, Stacey.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Welcome.
Is this all audio or is it visual too? Can they actually see us?
They can actually see us. So we're recording.
I got a nicer shirt. I got on my surf shirt here from Palmas Del Mar. But oh well, it's kind of boring black shirt, but hey.
Well, I mean, when you are who you are, you can wear what you want.
You're funny. So how you guys doing, man? Great to be here.
It's great to have you. I mean, I'm wonderful. Stacey, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm so excited to meet Brent. This is definitely on my list of to-dos. So
right on. Well, hello.
I don't remember if you remember this, Brent, but when we met down in at EXPCon, you told me us big guys got to stick together.
I love it. Beautiful.
So I'm going to ask you a few questions because, a lot of us kind of know a little bit about you, but, we all have this backstory. Like, for example, Stacey and I come from a corrections background. Like we spent a lot of time there, or we interviewed somebody that comes from a hydro background that's actually the broker for Manitoba. But Brent, what is your story before real estate? Like, what is the history?
This is no one ever asked me this stuff.
Well, I figured I'd try to throw something at you that maybe somebody hasn't heard before.
Well, I think I grew up like a lot of people, when I was, 9 or 10, I started collecting newspapers in a little red wagon and we collected like a ton of papers. Then we'd turn them in and get like $35 for a ton of newspaper, which is a lot of work. But when you're 9 or 10 years old, $35 is a lot of candy from 7-Eleven. So we were all fired up. So I did that. We did aluminum cans. Anybody collect aluminum cans? And then you start, I think I moved to Sacramento, Northern California from Chula Vista, which was a border town south of San Diego. And then I started mowing lawns. Now I got to step up in this life. You're 11 years old, start mowing lawns. I'd mowed everybody's lawns in the neighborhood, push them that lawnmower down Brook Hill. And the bad part is you have to push it up Brook Hill. And then did that. And then started delivering the Green Sheet and the Sacramento Bee. And you become a newspaper boy. Then you get a job as a bus boy. Then a dishwasher. And I went off to college and I was basically washing dishes and making omelets. I was a breakfast cook and a dishwasher. And then my dad gave me these cassette tapes, Zig Ziglar and different people. And he says, hey, let's start a business together. You can put yourself through college. And I was like, I mean, we were making fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like we're so tired of peanut butter and jelly, we'd fry it and put banana slices in it. It's awesome. And fried egg sandwiches. We had no money. We were so poor, 19-year-olds. So he says, we're going to get in this business. It's called Amway. You'll love it. Biodegradable soap products, good for the environment. This is back in the 80s. And I'm like, well, that's good, because they're all showing us rivers full of soap suds and how bad soap was. Procter and Gamble was the devil. How bad it was, all their pollutants. And this Amway's all biodegradable. So I'm like, yeah, it sounds good to me. I mean, it might as well have been Amazon or Apple or Google. I mean, the word Amway meant nothing. So I got an Amway, actually did really well. I signed up a bunch of my college professors and college students, ended up with thousands of people in my group at Amway, and did that till I was 30. And then after Amway, I did real estate. So I've really only done 3 things in my life. I've washed dishes, I've done Amway, and then I've done real estate. That is my complete intellectual, professional career background. And now the rest of the story.
That's awesome. So what got you into real estate though? Like that time frame in between the job switch?
Yeah, a friend of mine said, man, you should get your real estate license. You would just be dynamic. You love people. You're motivated. I think you'd kill it. And so I got in real estate and figured I could give it a shot. I was ready for something different after 10 years of being in Amway. Nothing against Amway whatsoever. I actually learned a ton about goals and attitude and leadership and people. It was a really good experience. You want to suffer, go get one of those businesses and try to build it for 10 years. You read all those books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, Og Mandino books, you name it. I read them all. And it was a great experience. It was like a business school, and I got in real estate, and man, real estate was easy compared to that. And I think by my 4th year, I was making $400,000 a year in real estate. It was 1999. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this even legal? How much longer will they allow us to sell homes? Because this is crazy. You don't have to ask for a pay raise. You just go get it. And you can live in a nice home, drive nice cars, take nice vacations. I'm like, is this even legal? This should be illegal. It's so fun. But, and I was just having a blast. So that's what I was doing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So then there's that's cool. So you're happy, you're selling real estate. You think it should be illegal.
Yeah.
At what point do you decide, I've had enough of this company. Let's take a look elsewhere.
It never happened. It never happened. I got up to selling 400 homes a year with Remax.
Wow.
And it was awesome. Had a big team. Nobody does that alone. I had, full-time assistants, 13 of them. I'm just an agent. I'm not a broker. I'm still just an agent. And so I had a big team, and life was good. It was 2005. And then by 2009, the market had corrected, I'm selling house after house after house after house just to survive. My overhead was $128,000 a month, not a year, a month. And so when the market corrected, I would, I'd make $90,000, and my secretaries would hand me $90,000 in checks. They thought I was rich. My overhead was $128,000. All that means is I lost $38,000 that month, not that year, that month.
Wow.
And then the next month they give me $80,000, and I'd lose $48,000. So the next month, I'd lower my overhead to $110,000, and then I'd make $60,000, and then I lost $50,000 that month, not that year. And I ended up getting myself in a big pile of debt and a lot of struggle in that downturn. And I went to Keller Williams in 2009 from Remax. It was 13 years at Remax, and then I did 9 years at Keller Williams. So over 2 decades at 2 big brokerages. And I was happy. To this day, I could go back to real estate. I'm like, oh, I hate real estate. I'm sick of it. I'm like, are you a complete moron or just an idiot? So, all real estate is people. And personally, I love people. And if people hate it when they work 100 hours a week, and that's on you. You got to have balance. You got to put real estate in a box. It will give you all the time it'll consume. If you're willing to work 22 hours a day, it will consume 22 hours a day. You have to say no to good things to make time for great things, like being with your kids, being with your husband, being with your wife, playing golf, doing yoga, kite surfing, whatever it is. You can't be all work and no play. You need to ski, you need to cross country ski, you need a houseboat, you need to have a freaking life. And so I've always done that. I've always put real estate in a box. So when I found, which I think was what you were getting at, when I found EXP 5 years ago, I was happy as a clam. I'm going to retire at Keller Williams. I was not upset with Keller Williams. I was not looking for anything. EXP found me. Sheila Fairgeron, my sponsor out of Dallas, single mom, 2 teenage boys. She's like, I really love your opinion. It would mean a lot to me. I'm like, sure, I'll give you my opinion. And I looked at it. I knew it would be not favorable. I was thinking about how I could say really nice to her, hey, it's not for me, but good luck for you. EXP, it's a horrible name. EXP. I mean, I hate the name. That's my initial. I'm going to be honest here, right?
Yeah.
And then B, what could possibly compare to Keller Williams? I mean, they're in their own stratosphere, their own universe. I mean, there's Keller Williams and there's everybody else. And if you're not at Keller Williams, you don't understand Keller Williams. And I had empathy and pity for anyone who was not at Keller Williams. I'm like, you just don't get it. And I was going to retire there. So I was level 12 happiness with Keller Williams. And so for me to switch within 2 weeks to EXP and then have it, my business is valued at over $100 million now. Like if I were to sell it, worth over $100 million. So it's like, that never happened at RE/MAX and Keller Williams. I got trophies and plaques, but no one said, oh, your RE/MAX business, your Keller Williams is valued over $100 million. If you look at what I earned, and then they do the multiplication and they figure out what a business is worth to sell, it's over 100 million. I mean, wow. So life changing. But again, I wasn't looking for EXP. EXP found me. Thank God EXP found me, but I was at least open-minded enough to check it out.
And that kind of takes us to our question there of what changed for you when you joined EXP. So obviously your income changed. So
Yeah, it was opportunity. I mean, everyone's like, well, I love my broker. I love Berkshire Hathaway. I love Sotheby's. I love RE/MAX. I love Keller Williams. I love this. I love that. I did too. But here's the bottom line. Saying you love your broker is like saying, I love renting a house. Man, I love renting this house. I'm going to rent this house for 30 years. Good for you. I guess you have a choice to do that. What will you have in 30 years? Nothing. What did I have after decades of loving RE/MAX and Keller Williams? Nothing. I had nothing. EXP is owned by the agents. We have equity. Some of us have 50,000 worth of stock. Some of us have 550,000 worth of stock. Some of us has 5 million worth of stock. Some of us have 25 million worth of stock. That, my friend, is totally, totally different. I have so many friends that have paid off their homes, paid off their parents' homes, paid cash for their parents to have retirement homes, put their kids through college cash from that stock. So don't tell me you love your office, you love your friends at the office, you love your broker. It's insane. You just haven't checked out EXP. You don't understand it. Well, I met somebody. You don't hate EXP. You just didn't click with the person you met. Yeah. I met people. Well, I met this guy at RE/MAX. He was a real jerk. I hate RE/MAX. No, you just didn't care for that person. You've never met RE/MAX. Well, I met this Coldwell Banker agent. I met another Coldwell Banker agent in Chicago. I met one in New York. Coldwell Banker, that's the worst company. No. You didn't meet Coldwell Banker. You met 2 agents. They got probably 80,000, and you met 2 ones that weren't great. You don't hate Coldwell Banker. You just met 2 agents you didn't care for. So a lot of people are like, well, I have these people, they call me and they're all crazy excited. Yeah, you should be going, why are they crazy excited?
Yeah.
And you need to check it out. Like, well, they didn't do it right. Okay, so you're going to deny yourself this incredible opportunity. Hello. Yes, I'm going to deny it. I will continue to rent. I'm going to rent here for years. Enjoy that. I did it for 21 years. Enjoy that. You will be left with nothing and you will be burned out and tired. And so you need to really take an open, honest look at EXP and learn more about it. Why we smashed all the records set by the 2 predecessors, RE/MAX and Keller Williams, the 2 800-pound gorillas in the industry, never been 2 bigger companies ever. And of course, RE/MAX Keller Williams broke RE/MAX's record. In 20 years, they grew to 20,000 agents. And Keller Williams in 19 years grew to 20,000 agents. Well, EXP in 5 years just grew to 80,000.
Yeah.
And a fourth of the time, they quadrupled the result. Let me tell you, we're going to 2 million. We'll be the first company. No one's ever got past 200,000. We're going to go to 2 million. It's going to be amazing because we're agent owned. We're not just agent centric, baby. We're not just agent centric. We are agent, but we're agent owned. Big difference.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress. I'll give it back to you.
So I'm going to go a little bit rogue on you here, Stacey, as I got a few questions that keep popping up in the back of my head. So when you saw the opportunity, was it just a matter of you seeing the opportunity and saying, this is for me? Or was there some like digesting that had to go on?
No, there was none. I instantly saw it. Literally at the end of the presentation, I leaned over my computer and I'm just like this. I'm going to redo it for dramatic. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, how do I learn more? I mean, instantly I got it. Equity for every agent at the company, revenue share for every agent in the company. I go, this might work. How'd you know it worked? I didn't know. I just wanted to try stuff. I built my whole real estate career because I wanted to try stuff. But guess what? I don't live in Northern California anymore. I don't live where it's cold, wet, and rainy. I love the rivers. I love the lakes. But guess what? I got to move to here.
Oh my goodness.
So
Wow.
this is, I live in the Caribbean now, and it's just absolutely, it's late in the day here, but it's amazing. This never happened. I have a home in Northern California. It's beautiful, brand new. We're putting it all in the backyard and the pools and the tranquility pools and the spas and all this stuff. Let me tell you what, EXP, if you're not in EXP, you just don't understand EXP. Well, I met this guy and I wasn't impressed. You met the wrong person then. You should talk to Ryan. You should talk to Stacey. Study it because it's going to be, this is the Google moment. This is Microsoft millionaires, Facebook billionaires. This is your moment. This is SpaceX. This is Tesla. This is Airbnb. This is on the ground floor of Uber. This is the beginning of Zoom, and it's in your industry. And you're like, well, I love my broker. I love my office. I love my friends. I go, oh my gosh, love your family. Understand this business. We're going to 100x where we are now. Where we are now is a multi-billion-dollar debt-free, $100 million in the bank business, minimum at all times. We are rocking best numbers, number one in every single category for every single independent brokerage nationwide. We're number one in every possible category. Quit, get your head out of the sand. Anyways, I don't even remember your original question. I probably
You answered it.
So you more than answered it, and I love it.
Okay, good.
It was great.
I don't know what the question was, but good.
We love your model explained video. Like, that's the video we use when we're teaching people about EXP. And when I met Ryan, he had sent me that video, and I called two people I'm very close with that are realtors at 10:30 at night. And I was like, you have to see this. And she was like, why are you bothering me? It's 10:30 at night. And she watched half the video that night. And like, she was like, okay, I'm interested. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And they came with me. So I joined with Ryan, and those two joined me, and it's been great.
There it is. You're hitting something really good. Like, for people watching this right now, watch this. It's a website, www.themodelexplained, past tense, themodelexplained.com. Watch that, then call Stacey. Call Ryan and talk to them about EXP. That's what you want to do. And then I showed it 8 times when I joined. We had the model explained. It wasn't me presenting it. It is now. It was Rob Flick, but I showed it to 8 people, not 2. All of them sold their franchises, quit their jobs as general managers for Remax and Berkshire Hathaway, sold franchises for Next Home and Remax, and they left their brokerages. Like, the number one Keller Williams agent of all time, 8 times in the last 20 years, worldwide. Number one, not in the state, not in the city. Like, the number one left Keller Williams for EXP. Anyone who watches that video with a truly open mind, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in. There's just no way. Or you were texting, you were emailing, you weren't paying attention. Watch it. You'll leave your company and you will join Stacey and Ryan and myself at EXP. But reach out to Stacey and Ryan. I challenge you right now. Watch it. themodelexplained.com. Call Stacey, call Ryan, and be a part of this. This is going to be generational. This is a big, big deal, and you need to pay attention.
Yeah. we have some fun questions that we want to ask you.
All right.
These are like the pure entertaining, but maybe get a little insight into the mind of Brent Gove.
All right.
I think I know the answer to this first question, but I have an unfair advantage because I've been to a few conferences where you've been at. So if there's one movie that you could say is your absolute favorite, what would it be?
Probably, man. I'm a movie guy. I love Cinderella Man.
Yes, I knew
it. Is it Russell Crowe? Russell Crowe playing that movie. That was one of my favorites. The other day, I challenged everyone to go watch a movie, and it was called The Blind Side. Do you remember The Blind Side? We all watched it years ago with Sandra Bullock. We all watched it on Mother's Day. We watched it. I cried for 2 hours. I'm that guy. I'm a crier. My kids won't even sit with me. Dad, I'm like, it's Aladdin. He's about to lose Jasmine, and I'm just that way. I let movies move me. The Blind Side will restore your faith in humanity. It's based on a true story. Watch the movie The Blind Side, In Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
Oh, love that.
Man with Russell Crowe. But two sleepers. I have two sleeper movies. I'm a movie guy. I love movies. Watch these with your family. They're great family. One is called Iron Will, probably the best movie ever made, ever of all time, and no one's ever heard of it. It's called Iron Will. And you got to watch it. You got to watch it. That movie's great. It's ridiculous, but it's amazing. It just is, I don't know. And then the last one is called The Astronaut Farmer. You ever heard of The Astronaut Farmer?
No.
Two sleeper movies. I'm telling you, get them on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Amazon Prime, whatever. The Astronaut Farmer and Iron Will. Watch them. They're feel-good movies. You'll feel good when they're over. I cry. I'm a crier, so they move me. I like movies that move my soul with a good message, and you're just so inspired. Or you can watch The Walking Dead again, something really healthy like that.
That's awesome. So, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not doing real estate?
Golf.
Kind of figured.
I love golf. I play 2-3 times a week, and Mrs. Gove's sitting right over here by my side. Where we at? We play golf Saturday or Sunday? Was it Saturday? It was Saturday with Gene and Susan. We had a good time. Yeah, she kept reminding me that she beats me from time to time on the holes now. She's getting good.
Awesome. Oh, boy. Now, you're a book reader. I know that. I know this. Same question. What's the best? If you could recommend the top one or two, what would it be?
Well, the best book is the Bible. If you haven't read the Bible, read the Bible. That'd be my number one advice. Most printed book of all time, times 100. No one's even come close. That'd be the first thing. Read that, but don't start in Genesis. Start in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. So the story, the 4 stories of Jesus. Read those. But as far as a business book, I would read Og Mandino's The Greatest Salesman That Ever Lived. It really moved me. A little paperback, you'll read it in 2 nights, but you will be so inspired. And it's just, man, I read all the Og Mandino books I get my hands on. They're great. So that would be a great starter if you ask me.
Awesome.
Yep.
And the last one, your single best piece of advice that you've ever been given.
Oh, wow. Jeez. I could have used some notice on that one. I've been received a lot of advice. Wow. Man, you're stumping me on that one. There's so many things I could think of. The single best piece of advice. I think I got it from a marriage counselor who I did not like. I used to dream about tackling him through the window. I'm an old rugby player. I didn't like this guy. We're on the 2nd story. I'm going to pile drive his ass right into the sidewalk, man, because he said stuff to me that challenged my thinking, which is what he's supposed to do. It's a long time ago. It was last week. No, I'm kidding. It was actually 12 years ago, 2010. But, the market was crashing. I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. At this time, I mean, I'm losing 30, 40, 50, 60,000 a month. We're selling everything we have in the kitchen sink. It was just a bad time for us. And he talked to me about being present, about being in the moment with your son, your daughter, your wife, your husband, with your clients, like really listening to them, like, don't be so ready to talk. Listen, find out what's going on with the other person and not your agenda, and really connect with them. So that being present, not listening while you're, what'd you say? You're texting and just a minute, I'll be right. And you're making a call, but it's actually being present. I hated it when he told me, you sound like such a liberal, whatever, be present. I'm like, of course I'm here, aren't I? But I was not there. Anyways, but we did go through that. And I think that's half of life is get help, being a mom and a dad, get help in your marriage, get help in your business, get a business coach, get a marriage coach, get a health coach, get a parenting coach. Oh, it's easy. If they're good, you praise them. If they're bad, you spank them. Well, there's a little bit more to it than that, So I think if you want to be excellent at whatever you're doing, get a coach, hire coaches. If you need help in your marriage, go to counseling. We did, and it helped us. Been married 30 years now. Come on, baby. We're done after this, right? Let's go paint the town.
That's awesome. Now, are you ready for a little bit of word association?
Okay. Boy, I've done a few of these. Yours is fun. I don't know what's happening every time I turn. This is good. Okay, go ahead. Word association.
Well, we got 3, and we'll take our time getting through them. But Stacey, you can go ahead if you want.
Give me something easy. Say the word Trump. No, I'm kidding. I'm ready for word association.
Number 1, icon.
Icon? I'm not big on that word. I actually don't like it. So-and-so's an icon. It's like, we're a big deal. I'm not big on the word icon. So I don't like the term myself.
Do you think that it actually puts somebody on a pedestal and kind of boosts the ego-driven part of this?
It does. We have an award at EXP called the Icon Award. It's fine, but it's not. It's never set well with me. But that's okay. I mean, I like sushi. Some people don't like sushi. I love to golf. Some people like golf stupid, but they like to duck hunt, or they like to fish, or they like to kite surf. Me, I like escalators. Other people like to walk up the stairs. My wife, she walks up the stairs. I get on the escalator and ride sideways and tease her the whole way up 100 flights of stairs at the airport. That's me. But everyone's got different strokes. Yeah. So
I too am an escalator guy.
Yeah, well, I know we need to be stairs guys.
I'm a walk on the escalator person.
Yep.
Yeah. The next one should be an easy one for you. EXP.
EXP. Wow. I mean, unlimited opportunity, life-changing, world-changing. It's uprooting 100 years of the way it was always done. The franchise system invented by Coldwell Banker 100 years ago in the 1920s. They're the only people who remember, and then the Sotheby's family and the Christie's Real Estate and Fine Auction House and Keller Williams and Berkshire Hathaway and, all these different companies, they created franchises. Century 21, Remax, HomeSmart, Realty One, they're all franchises. And the real estate's been done for 100 years through franchises. There's the franchisor and the franchisee. The franchisee pays the franchisor $50,000, $100,000, $250,000 to be owned. You buy a franchise, they own you for 5, 7, 10 years. Try to get out early. Yeah. You have to sell it or pay them to get out early. And they actually own you. You're paying to be owned. It's insane. So EXP has broken that model, and it is awesome, and it's time. Just like Amazon changed the way retail is distributed to people, the way people get products. Uber changed the way the taxi cab business is done. Yeah. Airbnb is changing the way people get a place to stay at night, and everyone stayed at hotels and resorts. Now they can rent someone's beautiful home on the lake. Maybe there wasn't a resort on the lake, but now you can Airbnb somebody's home, or on the river, or in Montana, Yellowstone. I mean, it's incredible what these companies have done. Netflix, the way we watch video, and YouTube, iTunes, the way we get music, and Pandora. and it's all changing. So EXP is one of those, it's just a unicorn moment in real estate for us, for all of you people watching this. So yeah.
Awesome. And the last one, it's a fairly easy one, Glenn Sanford.
Glenn Sanford. Wow. How do I explain Glenn? I absolutely love Glenn, adore him. He's kept his word. He keeps his cool. I'm very, I could be more, Glenn's very this, which is good. You want your founder to be steady Eddie, man. Me, I have that personality that's sanguine. I love people. I can, I'm not always high. I can come down or I can spike, and the other day somebody freaked out on me on the freeway and I found myself getting really upset. I was like, whoa, what the heck was that about? I almost like wanted to slam my car into him. The guy went, so I'm like, whoa, that's not, so Glenn is just like a thermostat. You set that thing at 72 and it runs. I get a little spiky up and down. I'm working on it. I'm still growing. Be patient with me. God's not through with me yet, but I got a little fire. And so, but Glenn is a man of his word, a man of character. He is a visionary. He did something nobody's done in 100 years, and he built it from scratch. And he's now America's newest billionaire, but he's made many of us millionaires. And a lot of us have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 worth of equity. It's like people have that in their home. That's life-changing. Well, now they have it at work. It's called EXP. You get stock for selling real estate. There's ways to acquire stock just through selling real estate without recruiting. Don't get hung up on that. By the way, the people we know are the recruiters. We know the Sotheby's, we know the Christie's, we know Coldwell and Banker, we know Berkshire Hathaway, we know Dave Liniger from Remax, Keller Williams, Gary Keller and Dave Williams, recruiters. They're all recruiters. The people who do great things to the recruiters. For your manager, like, don't recruit. It's hard to throw you off your game of sales. That's like saying to a cow, stay in your stall. We're going to milk the heck out of you and produce milk. Be a producer. Don't go have a ranch. Don't have your own ranch. Sit in that stall, Betsy, and give us some milk. It's like chicken at Foster Farms. Well, I think I should have my own ranch. No. Sit there and lay eggs. That's why you get free range cow organic milk. These cows were not kept in a stall. They walked the God's green earth, and they had green, grass, and they're organic. And same with our chickens. They're free, open range chickens. They're not caged chickens, all deformed. They're free range, baby. And EXP is all about free range and freedom. And if people would only get it. And, there's always those people that love Johnny Cash and love their 8-track cassette tape. And we're already past, I love my vinyl records and I love my cassette tape. And it went from, 8-track cassette tape, vinyl records to cassette tape, to CDs, the DVDs, the digital download. I mean, it's just changed. But people are like, oh no, I got my vinyl records. I got my cassette tapes. It's like, man, you either got to stay up with it or you're going to get past. And so, Ford, Chevy, and Dodge almost went bankrupt when Honda and Toyota said, we're going to build gas efficient cars. And Ford, Chevy, and Dodge laughed. They said, no, we own the world. We're the big bad boys. Well, they almost didn't make it because they were making cars that got 8 and 10 miles to the gallon. And so they have to change. People have to change.
And now I'm driving a 3-cylinder Bronco, so I guess they changed.
Yes. How much does the Bronco get to the gallon?
3 cylinders, and I'm getting about 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers, though, because we're
on the metric system up here.
So it's a little different.
That's right. You guys are Canadians. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're in Manitoba.
Manitoba, baby. Right on. I didn't know they even. I thought 4 cylinders was the smallest things went. 3 cylinders. That's. I got a 1 cylinder. That's awesome.
Well, Brent, we respect the fact that you were able to come on here and hang out with us for a little while, and that's going to be the end of our show for today. But my goodness, so thankful, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the future. Yeah.
hopefully we'll see it shareholders in June out in Florida, or at my big build conference we're doing the end of August in Dallas. We got 6,000 people coming this year to that. Tony Robbins is flying in.
Well, I will tell you that last year at Build, that was a moment in time that changed my life. And I'll elaborate on that at some time when I get to talk to you. But I came home a different person from that Build conference.
Wow. Well, that is awesome. And if anyone wants more information on Build this year or shareholders, brentgove.com. You can get tickets now for Build. We sold out last year during COVID. So we're definitely going to sell out this year. We did find a way to squeeze in 1,000 more seats. So it's going to be amazing. And we're moving the stage back even further, but it's going to be so cool. And it's not a company driven. It's just done by a few of us agents. 6,000 people showing up. Tony Robbins 3-day event. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Stacey, so nice to meet you, Ryan. My friends from the north.
Thank you
for having me on.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
And as usual, if you haven't hit subscribe yet, make sure you do. Thanks, everybody.